Hey everybody, Eva Medilek here, and I am so excited to be here with you today to share with you some more coaching tips on how you can live a life you love and move from high achieving to high performing, or just become a high performer in your life, which is a holistic way of making sure that you are healthy, happy, have relationships that serve you and nourish you and make you happy and actually be in the show up, I should say, show up as the best version of you that you can be. So I was thinking about what I was going to talk about today when I got up this morning to do my walk. I usually walk about 2 to 3 miles every morning, although I'm not doing it every morning anymore because sometimes it just makes my hip hurt. And it was raining, and it started to rain. And several times I thought, should I just turn back around before the rain comes down really heavy? Um, should I call my husband to come pick me up if it starts raining too heavy? And should I shorten the walk? All of these thoughts were going through my mind on how to kind of get out of walking in the rain. And I realized in that moment that my discipline was starting to wane. Now, I have been walking consistently since about the third or fourth week of August of 2023. And because of that, my health has improved greatly. I released some extra pounds that I was carrying. I've toned up a bit. I feel better. I feel more energetic and feel healthier. Yet, that took discipline and consistency. So, what I want to talk to you about today is really the three things that you need to make meaningful change in your life. And that is discipline, consistency, and integrity. Now, why is integrity in there? Integrity is in there because a lot of times we have a tendency to keep our word to other people but break our word and our intention with ourselves. I notice that in myself. I notice that in a lot of my clients. Pretty much that nobody knows that I plan to walk today. So if I don't do it, who's going to know? Who am I going to disappoint? But if I promise somebody that I would show up for them today or do something for them today, I will keep my word because I want to be in integrity, and one of my key values is keeping my word. But most human beings will keep their word to other people before themselves. So as you are committed, as you are disciplined, as you create consistency in your life, the key ingredient, the secret sauce, if you will, is the integrity. Now, I made a commitment when I returned from my summer away from home that I was going to get in the best shape of my life, and it's something that I intentionally didn't do as anything for the new year or New Year's resolution. I just literally got disgusted with myself, and I thought, what could I do to start getting in better shape and better health so that I can live a long, healthy life and age well? And for me, it was walking. And the key was being disciplined to get up every morning before, all the kiddies go to school and it gets busy outside. To be disciplined to do that, to commit to do that, but also to be consistent on doing it at least 5 to 6 times a week. But as a human, a lot of times I don't feel like it. Now, one of the things I won't do is if it's pouring down rain and monsoon, which happens rarely in California, I have something else that I do instead, right? If I can't walk, I'll either be on my trampoline or on my vibration plate and working out with weights or something like that instead. But the consistency part is doing something every day, allowing myself a day of rest a week, but doing something every day consistently and being disciplined so that I can improve my health. So if you're listening to this live or on replay, Tell me what you want to bring to your life that requires more discipline, more consistency. What is a change that you want to make that you know you can achieve if you were just disciplined and consistent and kept your word about what you said you were going to do, whether it's for your personal life, your professional life, your relationships, your health, your well being? What is it for you? Make that commitment today, make that declaration so that you can be in integrity to what you say you're going to do. That is the key to making meaningful change in your life and making meaningful change that lasts. You know, we're in a new year. We're only, what's today? We're only 10 days into the year 2024. It's a new year. And so many people have a tradition of making a New Year's resolution. Either they're going to give up something or they're going to start something. And historically, research has shown by mid to end of February, all of that has gone by the wayside. And there are three reasons why. They're not fully committed, they don't have the discipline, and they're not keeping their word. They're not being integrous to their word, to the word that they made with themselves. That can be a self worth thing. Now, I'm not a therapist and I'm not going to go into that, but when you make a commitment to yourself personally, you've got to value yourself enough to keep your word to yourself. So I would challenge you to ask yourself a question. Do you value yourself enough to keep your word and your commitment to yourself? Are you important enough for the change that you want to make in your life? You know, I was listening to a book this morning called Addicted to Drama, and I want to read a quote from that book that I wrote down. And it's a question, actually, that you get to ask yourself. When you are tending to everyone else's life, what in your life isn't being tended to? If you made a commitment to yourself, I'll just do the traditional New Year's resolutions to work out or go to the gym or whatever that is. And you're finding that you are putting that commitment to yourself aside to tend to other people as an excuse not to tend to yourself. Think about where else that is showing up in your life, where you're putting your needs, your priorities for yourself on the back burner in lieu of someone else. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't tend to other people in your life. We all have people in our lives. We all have commitments in our lives that we need to tend to. But I'm talking about making the time and the commitment to you so that you can show up as your best self for the other commitments that you have in life. So think about it for a moment. Where in your life is lacking the full commitment and discipline for you to make a meaningful change? Where in your life are you backing down on your commitment to yourself? And once you figure that out, I think that it would serve you to maybe go a layer deeper and think about why. Why aren't you as important as the neighbor you promised to take shopping? Why aren't you as important as, the client you promised you would deliver something at a certain time? What is your feeling about yourself that you don't treat yourself with the same love, respect, commitment, and discipline that you treat everybody else in your life? So it's something I want you to consider. And as you're seeking to make meaningful change in your personal life, your professional life, your health, your relationships, whatever it is for you, think about the three key ingredients that is needed to make that change happen, to implement that change, and to make that change last. You've got to be fully committed. You've got to be all in. And you have to have the discipline to not let distractions or excuses pull you away from your commitment. And that is all wrapped up into your integrity, being integrous to yourself, being integrous to others, and keeping your word, keeping your commitment, keeping your discipline. In spite of me coming up with excuse after excuse this morning, why I don't want to get caught in the rain while I'm on my 3-mile walk, I heard what the voice in my head was trying to say, and it kept going. Actually picked up the speed a little bit, which was healthier, so that I wouldn't get caught in a downpour. And thank goodness I missed it. Did get caught in the rain, but not in a downpour. But I notice when the voices are wanting to pull you away from your commitments, the voices in your head, and ask yourself, why would I let myself down that way? Why would I break my word to myself? What opinion do I have of me that I am so unimportant? I'll put it that way, so unimportant that you wouldn't be committed to the point where you had the discipline to keep your word to yourself, whatever change you're trying to make in your life. So I think I've talked long enough. I'm going to end it right here. And it's just something to consider when you want to create a change in your life. I mean, if you were one that made New Year's resolutions, think about the commitment and discipline it's going to take from you to be in integrity to that New Year's resolution. And think about what you need to do and honor yourself, honor your word. As a matter of fact, a lot of people have a word that they chose for the year. Have a word that you choose for yourself to live by consistently all the time. Who do you want to be? How do you want to show up in life? What is the word that describes the truest, best of you? And use that to keep your commitments, to stay disciplined, and to be in integrity to yourself and others. Let me know how you liked this particular live, how you liked this recording. If you liked it, please share it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, evamedilek.com/YouTube. And I will be back next week with hopefully something that will help you improve, enhance, and enrich the quality of your personal and professional life. Have a great day, everyone. Talk soon. Bye.